My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is G to the AM. I used to... Don't lie, when you put in 2K13 and that song comes on, you get hyped, because I know I be getting hyped. But saying that, here's finally my review of NBA 2K13. Boy, do we have to talk about this scan. Saying that, let me first start off by saying that the soundtrack in this game is surprisingly good. You know, when they first announced that Jay-Z is gonna be the executive producer of this game, I was like, okay, cool, but I didn't really care about it, you know. But surprisingly, this is one of the best soundtracks that's ever been in a 2K game. I still think either 2K11 or 10 had the best soundtrack, but the soundtrack in this game is surprisingly good. So, gotta give props to Jay-Z for that. NBA 2K13 review, let's get straight into it. Let's start off with the pros in this game, and then we're going to get to the cons, okay? First off, the control stick in this game works surprisingly well. When that was first announced, people were like, what's going to happen to my ever-so-beloved shot stick? You know, I'm so used to that. But, you know, surprisingly, the control stick works surprisingly well. If you really get the hang of it, you can do any move you want to do at will. So, you know, I'm getting used to it. You know, it works pretty much exactly how, should we even still mention this game? It really works how NBA Live's control stick work, where you can do all your crossovers and stuff with the right stick. So it works surprisingly well, you know. The signature skills, I like those. Certain players have certain signature skills. You know, people like Kevin Durant, Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, you know, players like that. They have a signature skill where they can really start to score, and you know, in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, and people like LeBron James, they'll just be like, what do I do? But then people like LeBron James, when he's on a fast break, he has a signature skill to where it's tough to stop him. Just how, like in real life, if LeBron James is on a fast break, you better pray because he's coming to full speed, you know. So every player has a signature skill that really shows just how they play like in real life. So I did like that a lot. You know, with the VC points or virtual currency, you know, you get VC points every time you basically play a game in this game. You get VC points if you win or lose. You know, of course you probably get more if you win. So you can be playing quick game, online games, my player, my team. Every time you play a game, you'll get VC points. With those VC points, you can buy either players, you can buy freaking equipment in my player and clothing in my player, and for the players, you can buy them in my team and stuff like that. So the VC points are cool, you know. My player is more in-depth. You know, you got new endorsement deals and paths to take. You like I said, you can have new clothing and new equipment. You know, with these VC points, you can buy your own animations for your my player. So it's very cool. My player is more in-depth. My team, which is the thing that I've really been playing a lot. My team, I like that even more than my player. You know, I don't really see me getting into my player until they listen to me. To be completely honest with you, I do not see me getting into my player until they listen to me. I told them, well, I sent a tweet to Ronnie 2K, but of course he doesn't listen to me. I'm irrelevant to Ronnie 2K. But I sent him a tweet saying, dude, why don't in my player you can have the ability to import your player from last season and then start up your next season to where you wouldn't have to be a rookie every year? You know, if they did that, I think that's when I would get into my player. I don't want to be a rookie. I don't want to go through the rookie showcase every year. So I guess that's kind of a pro and a con. You know, my player is more in depth, but if they really added that to where you can import your player from last year and then start up your next season, I would love that. I don't know why they don't do that. I'm sure it'll probably be in the future, right? Right. But back to my team. My team, I like it a lot. My team, basically, when you start it up, you get a pack full of players. You know, I haven't really seen someone get a good player in their pack just right from the start, like a superstar player. You know, when I started up my team, I got people like Kwame Brown, JJ Redick, you know, he's good, but he's not a superstar. You know, freaking Luke Walton, you know, and you get these players, and you know, you have to create a team. You know, you have to create your own starting five, your own benching, and stuff like that. And you can trade these players for VC points and then buy better players with those VC points. And you know, the superstar players are like 20,000 20,000 VC points up. And you know, so say if you get like a whole bunch of scrubs on your team in your first pack, you'll have to play with them for at least a while until you can get some more VC points. If you're like, finally you get to the point to where it's like, Kwame Brown, you suck, you can freaking trade him, sell him, and you'll get VC points for Kwame Brown. You'll get VC points for Kwame Brown. So you do that, you sell Kwame Brown, you sell him because he's a center, and then you can buy a better center. You know, you can go to the market and buy players from point guards, shooting guards, to small forwards, to power forwards, to centers. You know, and the thing that's so good about my team is, you know, you can play people online. So you know, every team you come across online, it's always different. Like, you can run into someone who has the worst team you've ever seen in your life, and you know, you just completely destroy them. Or you can run into a team like I did the other night. This dude had Russell Westbrook as his point guard. His shooting guard was Manu Ginobili. His small forward was LeBron James. His power forward was Kevin Garnett, and his center was Dwight Howard. And I was just like, what is this? You see, the thing with VC points is they allowed you, I think, to buy some from the Xbox Live Marketplace. And sometimes people probably be like, you know what? Why earn all of these VC points when I can just, you know, buy them and then have the best team online? So you will probably run into some people that just have a freaking team stacked of superstars. You know, that's probably what they do, you know. But like I said, my team, I honestly enjoy it more than my player. I won't really enjoy my player until you won't have to be a rookie every year, you know. What else can I talk about? You can pick classic old teams online, and that's what I really like about it. You know, before, you can pick the 90s Bulls with Jordan and Pippen and stuff like that. You could pick the 70s Lakers, you know. But what's new is you can pick these teams online. So if you just get tired of seeing people pick the Heat and the Lakers, you be like, you know what? I'm gonna pick the 90s Bulls on your ass. You know, you now have the ability to do that. You know, you can also pick the 2000s and Lakers with Shaq and Afro Kobe. You can pick the Sixers to when Iverson was on. You can pick the Suns to when Charles Barkley was on. You know, it goes on and on. I like how you can pick, you know, these classic teams online now, you know, so that's cool. Defense has improved. You know, you just really can't really drive to the paint at will like you could in the previous games. You can still get there, but not to where every time you was going up the court, you're like, okay, I'm going to the rim. You know, you can't do that no more. The defense has improved, but at the same time, defense is kind of a con. So let's get to the cons right now. If you play in 2K13, you've probably seen this by now. This is one of the things that really irks me, you know. So say you're playing online. This can happen offline too. You're playing online, you know, someone shoots a shot, they miss it, the rebound is in the air. Now, the CPU on your team will be boxing out. Oh yeah, they'll box out. They'll be like, oh no, you are not getting to this ball. But you will see all of them just box out. None of them will jump. They literally just stare at the rebounds, and I'm just like, get the rebound, you idiot! I cannot count how many times this happened to me. I swear, like, when the rebound is in the air, the computers just say, you know, I think we should get that. You know, maybe next time, right? It's just like, they always stare at the rebound. It's like, it got to the point to where every time I see a rebound in the air, I try to switch to the closest computer control player there so I can get it myself. Because I just don't trust the computers in this game to get the rebound. So I hope they can improve that. I did say the defense has improved. In some ways it has, because when you're driving to the paint, there's a lot more contact. You know, you're bumping into a lot of players, you know, and stuff like that. But at the same time, the defense is so inconsistent in this game. It's like when you're playing defense, you're kind of at a disadvantage, because whoever has the ball that you're defending it's just like they're always, it's like you're always a click behind them. Like you just can't keep up with them like the way you want to. You can't really stay in front of them like you want to. Like you know, you'll always kind of be behind them. You're always a click behind, and it's like the defense feels so slow and unresponsive. Like they can do like a jab step and then go real quick. You know they're about to do it. You know if you get Kobe, you know most likely he does that jab step and then tries to drive and then pull up for a shot. You know they're going to do that. But it's like you're just a click behind. You just can never keep up with them, and I think it has something to do with the defense, because I've talked to a lot of people that have this game, and they're like, yeah, dude, the way I could play defense in 2K12, I can't play the same way in 13. You know, it's something. I don't know. The defense just feels unresponsive and slow and sluggish at some points. I just hope they can fix that. Last but not least, some players, when they get into the paint, you can't stop them. If LeBron James is going full speed and he gets into the paint, he's scoring, okay? And yes, he does that in real life, but I don't like to see that every time. Like if LeBron James is going full speed and he gets into the paint, he is scoring. Even if he has to bump into a player, because you know LeBron is strong, so you know even if he bumps into a player, you know he's still going to score. And yes, he does that in real life, but I'm talking about every time this happens. It's like it's like, come on, dude. Like I know LeBron James is good, but he's not going to do this every time. People like Blake Griffin, overrated Blake. My friend calls him the albino MJ in this game. Why is that? Because this dude, Blake Griffin's a good player, but he's overrated, dude. This game, this dude, if he gets into the paint, you're not stopping him. You're not stopping him. People like Chris Paul, his stealing is a 93. That's what I heard. Chris Paul's stealing is a 93, and I'm sorry. No player should have a stealing of a 93. I'm sorry. You know, it's just some players in this game, they kind of made them too good, you know. And a lot of players, when they get into the paint, you can't stop them. Like LeBron James, Blake Griffin, Dwight Howard. Yes, when these players get into the paint, yeah, they're tough to stop. But I'm talking about every time they get to the paint, you're going to see the same result. It's just like, I don't like that. You know, some players are too overrated in this game, and I just hope they can get this to like a realistic level, because I'm sorry, Blake Griffin is good, but this dude, no, he's not that good, you know. So saying that, that's really all I have to say about this game. You know, it has some good stuff, you know, with the signature skills. The My player is more in depth and stuff. You know, the My team I like a lot. You know, the VC points work well, but then again, of course, this game just, it has some things that's really making veteran NBA 2K players, if I can say that, pissed off, because they just can't play up to the level in this game how they did in 2K12. And you know, it doesn't really take 2K players that long to get used to a game, so it's not just that we're not used to it, it's just the way that the game is. So I just hope they can improve that. NBA 2K13, pretty much, if you want a basketball game, you pretty much have no choice but to buy this game. I mean, what are you going to buy live? You know, it's the only basketball game out there. It's still a good basketball game, but of course it has some stuff that kind of pisses you off sometimes. But you know, what can you do? So here is my NBA 2K13 review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until then, I'll catch you guys in my next video. All right, peace out.